Hello, viewers. Wow. Welcome to Planet
Scary, isn't it?
Marzipan. This is scary, very scary. Welcome to Planet Marzipan. I'm Meza, and
Craig, good evening, afternoon, morning,
and
whatever.
he is Tim in
Hi
space.
guys.
Welcome, Tim.
Hi guys, how are you?
Tim
In space. There you go, John. That's what you want.
Well done, well done. Yes,
Thanks, Craig.
that's our sound effects there. Yeah.
Too much time watching the Muppet Show as a kid, honestly.
Oh, classic, classic.
Well, we're back with a visual extravaganza, hardly. But we're here to talk to Tim about the space, the video on demand that is platform, that Marillion's video on demand platform. And Tim coordinates that and provides the content for it and knows all about it. So who better to speak? I hope he does.
He is
Who better
okay.
to speak to? Do you want to talk a little bit, Tim, about how the space came about?
The thought process started some years ago now, and there was always a wish to try and get some kind of archive up online, so people can access it straight away, video on demand. And we went through quite a few different permutations of it and tried to find different ways to do this before we ended up using the platform that we're using at the moment. I think we looked at Vimeo for a while, and there are various other bits and pieces that we considered, but there was always something stopping us from doing it. And it was usually due to the fact that the platforms are based in the States, and there was always some kind of huge red tape for us to sort of crawl through and try and work out how we're going to actually, get it up there and get everything monetized, which was pretty much the end objective. But then we came across this platform called Uscreen, which basically allows you to create your very own kind of Netflix type service. You can populate it with your own product, your own content, and sell it as a subscription service, much like Netflix, Apple TV, all those other ones do as well. So that was the kind of philosophy behind it. And when we settled on Uscreen and found out that the payment gateways for us were great, and the back end management systems were what we were actually after, and the way that we could start interacting with the fans as well. Once people started to come in and subscribe, it seemed to be the right decision to do it that way. And I think, crikey, was it? I vaguely remember it was just before the pandemic that I started doing the first bits and pieces for it. And then obviously COVID hit and lockdown and stuff, which is quite fortuitous because I was able to sit here and start,
Bad away.
encoding all the films and everything, and getting everything up there. And it's kind of evolved into something that, I mean, it's pretty much a complete collection of everything that Marillion ever put to film. Obviously, barring there's various bits and pieces that we can't put up because of rights,
Yeah.
because we don't have good copies of whatever. But we're slowly chipping away at the catalogue, and we're slowly getting everything up there bit by bit. So I think if anybody goes on there to explore what's on there at the moment, and maybe we'll have a look in a minute as well,
Yeah.
they'll find that there's a huge collection of concert films. There's a load of promos. There's an exhaustive collection of documentary stuff, which will hopefully keep your average Marillion fan happy for quite some time.
Absolutely. And there's some exclusive stuff as well up there, isn't there?
Yeah, there is. There's bits and pieces that we found, we've been trawling away at stuff. And in fact, the first concert that I ever filmed for the band ended up as Bootleg Butlins, and we probably talked about that before. But
Yeah, we did, yeah.
the Marbles night of that was never released as video.
No.
But during the whole process of doing this, I came across it. I mean, it's been on a hard drive for years now. I came across it, found it, and said, well, should we put this up as well? So that's where you'll find Marbles by the Sea from the 2005 Minehead Convention, and you won't find it anywhere else.
No.
So that's just one example of kind of the exclusive stuff that we want to try and put up there, because obviously we're extremely grateful for anybody that sort of subscribes on a monthly or an annual basis. And this is all about trying to build up a catalogue of stuff that people will want to come back to, stuff that will entice people to go and visit the space for the first time and just see what's on there.
So I think the subscription is £5.49 a month at the moment, or an annual fee of £54.99.
That's right, and it's stayed that way since we started it. And I mean, I hope it's good value for people. I mean, if you set it against a lot of these Patreon sites that YouTube creators are promoting in order to sort of raise revenue for their own content creation, then I think it's a pretty good value for money.
Yeah, there's a huge catalogue of stuff there, as I'm sure we'll see when we share screens. And you've had you kind of go through periods of lots of activity and then not so much activity. And again, we appear to be in a period where you are uploading stuff gradually again.
Yeah, it's a difficult one, isn't it? Because we've kind of got to a tipping point with the content, in so much as we've got pretty much everything on there that we can get up on there, then bar actually going out and creating exclusive content, which requires a lot of investment in time and money and production schedules and all that kind of stuff, then we do hit these kind of periods of, well, non-activity really. But as we're leading up to the Christmas season, it seemed to be a good time to start ramping up the releases that we're putting up onto the space, to just generate a little bit more interest, or get the exposure for the platform up there a little bit, and try to persuade people to at least go and have a look at it and see whether it's something they might want to sort of get involved with.
There is an option for a 3-day trial in there.
That's right. Yeah. So if you sign up to the space, then you automatically get a free 3-day trial, which, if you time it right, then you can watch quite a lot of content during those 3 days. Maybe do it over a weekend or some time when you're on holiday or something like that.
That's it. Friday is perfect, isn't it? So you can actually get you could lose a weekend easily.
Well, you could have a Marillion weekend, couldn't you? You could have your very own couch convention, your very own couch convention in your own front room. Yeah, so it's just to encourage people to go and have a look, and have free reign over what they can choose to watch over a 3-day period, and hopefully that's enough to persuade people that it's worth sort of dipping into for at least a short period of time.
Okay. Do you want to show us the platform?
Are you in the space, guys?
We are in the space.
Okay, so this is basically what people will hit as soon as they get onto the site. And although the website is, the URL up there says marillionvod.uscreen.io, if you go to www.marillion.video, that's the simplest link to get there, and you'll be confronted with this, which is the homepage. And yeah, it's pretty much self-explanatory, really.
I think we probably have to describe it, Tim, because a few people won't get the visuals of this, so we might need to sort of audibly describe some of what we're seeing.
Okay, so
yes, there's lots of naked women, animals.
No, you're on your special website, Craig. There.
Oh, sorry, I'm at the wrong screen.
I'm sharing the wrong screen down. So at the top of the page, we have just an introduction to the space, which says the space, Marillion's official video on demand channel. Welcome to the space. Subscribe to a comprehensive archive of Marillion concert film, documentaries, and promos, or buy and rent titles individually. We'll come back to that in a minute. Yeah. But it's got the graphics from the latest release, from the Remains of the Weekend cover that Mr. Mark Kennedy so wonderfully designed. And then below that is just a splash of the latest releases that have been put onto the channel, which ranges from some of the documentary stuff through to the special clip out of This Strange Engine from the Remains of the Weekend that is extremely popular. I think that's the most viewed video on the space at the moment.
Wow.
And we popped up the first part of the Royal Albert Hall last Friday, so that's on there as well. And then simply underneath, you've got a few links to go to subscribe, and a link through to concert films area of the space, and the documentary film. And that's quite simply what it is. And in the top right hand corner of the site, you've got a big green button which says subscribe, and if you press that, then it'll just take you to the choice of either going for a monthly subscription, which is £5.49 a month, or the annual subscription is £54.99 for a year. So if you work that out, I think it works out that you get two free months against what you might pay if you did a monthly subscription. So it's worth it for that. And a lot of people do go for the annual subscription over the monthly subscription, which is quite good, because it shows that there's real interest in sort of having it for a great period, a length of time. So moving on from the home page, along the top we've got the navigation bar, which is fairly self-explanatory. There's a link to the space, and we'll go into that in a second, which is basically the catalogue. There's a link to community. We'll have a look at that in a little while as well. There's a link to buy Marillion Blu-ray and DVD, because even though we love people streaming the content, it's even better if people go and still buy the physical formats, because the packaging is great, the photography and the booklets is wonderful, and the whole thing is just to have something on your shelf, as you guys have behind you. Yeah. Then we've got a buy gift card option, which we'll talk about in a while, I guess. And if you have an account already, you can sign in. So let's go to the space. And in the space, this is essentially the catalogue of material that we have on here at the moment. At the top, you've got a nice highlighted banner there, which if you scroll through it, it takes you through quick links to the latest content. There we go. There's a Misplaced Childhood documentary, Fugazi documentary, Script for a Jester's Tear documentary. That was a real fun one to do. That was.
It's a great film. It really is.
Yeah, it is really good.
And yeah, so all the documentaries are featured up there because they're really popular with the subscribers. Just dipping into the history of Marillion whenever you.
Especially if they missed out on the deluxes as well. It's a good way to get to see the video content.
Yeah, or if you're a vinyl collector who just buys the vinyl, then this is your chance to see the docs.
I mean, I don't know about you. I mean, the way I consume music these days is I stream it a hell of a lot.
Yeah.
If there's something I really, really like, or I want to support the artist, then I will go out and buy the physical product. I'll probably buy the vinyl. But then again, even if I do that, I probably won't listen to the vinyl as much as I'd listen to the same album on Spotify or something like that.
Yeah, I've got to be in the sort of mood for a vinyl session, but then when I am, it'll be sort of 2 or 3 hours playing records, But I've got a CD set up as well, so if sometimes I just shut myself away in here and listen.
Other than that, you're on Alexa Kitchen a lot.
Yes.
But I think you can develop the same kind of watching habits as you do listening habits as well. And this is just an easy way. If you're sitting down with your computer or your phone in front of you, then you can easily just call up a Marillion concert or a promo video or a documentary, and while away
for the non-techies. If you've got a smart TV with a web browser, you can just access it through that, can't you?
You can. And is this something that we should address straight away, the way that you watch this? Because a lot of people are starting to ask for whether it's available on Roku, or whether it's available on Apple TV, or whether it's available on Fire Stick, everything like that. And we can have those, they're called OTT apps. So they basically go over the top of your television, service, and that's exactly the same principle that Netflix uses and Apple TV uses. The thing is, though, to develop and do all the coding and make sure the platform works, we have access to be able to do that because Uscreen as a platform provides that for you. But the financial investment in being able to do it is quite significant. So it's a bit of a chicken and egg thing, really. We could say, well, it's worth spending X amount of thousands of pounds to get, a Fire Stick app.
Yeah, the app developed, yeah.
And hope, if they build it, if we build it, they will come kind of philosophy, and invest that money in the hope that subscription levels raise to, pay for it. That's one way of approaching it. Or the other way of doing it, I suppose, is to try and build up the subscription base to a point where we can justify doing it, and then use that as a springboard to get more people in to subscribe. So it's a bit of a, and then which one do we go for? Do we go for Roku? Do we go for Apple TV? Uscreen just about to open up the ability for us to develop a OTT app for Samsung smart TVs, which is a huge market. So do we go for that? It's a difficult one.
That's what I would choose, but I'm just being because I've got it.
I would choose
Samsung
that.
telly.
I would choose that as well.
Wouldn't help me.
So
You don't count.
we've already made a bit of a choice as far as this kind of thing development's concerned, because about a year or so ago we thought, well, let's do it as an app on a phone, and we could either do it as an Android app or an iOS app. So we decided to go for Android. To be honest, I've not seen it because I've got Apple everything. So
Oh, right. Okay.
Yeah.
But essentially you can get, if you've got an Android phone, you can get the Space as an app, and you can subscribe there or sign into your account there and watch it through an app on your phone rather than having to go through a web browser on your phone. But yeah, John, you're right. If you've got a smart TV with a web browser, you can go on to that and go to Marillion.video and consume the content via that method.
Yeah.
So yeah, that's where we're at with that. I think unless we start producing regular content, it's going to get uploaded on a regular basis, as people expect through services like Apple TV and Netflix. Then we are going to have the periods like you mentioned before, where there is going to be a certain amount of tumbleweed going on for a bit until we get to periods where we can upload stuff. If next year when we film at Port Zealand, there'll be 3 concert films to put in that direction, and whatever other content we film in that weekend. And it's also balancing it up with what we put on the YouTube channel as well.
Yeah.
Because we dropped a Marillion monthly out of the blue the other day, because H recorded one of his Corona diaries, and that was quite good timing, because we were thinking about putting the promos up on the YouTube channel, and because he was talking to Howard Greenhalgh, the director of the promo videos from Holidays in Eden, seemed a good opportunity to sort of tie that all together. So what we did there was we got all the EMI era H videos. I up-resed them. We put some AI filter over them to tidy up and clean up the picture a little bit, and then put them all onto the Space about a week ahead of when we put them onto YouTube. So all the subscribers to the Space had, exclusivity for those videos for a certain period of time, but they were always going to go onto the YouTube channel because those videos exist on other YouTube channels across YouTube. So the only thing that we had to do was get clearance from the rights owners to whitelist those videos so they could actually go up. So
I've seen some chat online today about them. So they have been upscaled, have they?
Yeah.
Yeah, fantastic.
Yeah.
Fantastic.
Yeah, there's only a certain amount you can do with them though, because I've got AI up-resing facilities, but it's very hit and miss at the moment. I put Hooks and You through an AI up-reser, and yeah, the guys came out looking a little bit, I don't know, scary in places.
Yeah, a lot of the time with the AI stuff like that, it makes people's complexion quite shiny, and it's too much noise reduction on it. Yeah,
I'm using it now. I'm using it now before it. Yeah.
Yeah, it certainly overcompensates, that's for sure. So so we've got all the H era EMI videos up on the Space and YouTube now, and I was looking at all the Facebook comments over the weekend, or over the last couple of days, and somebody said, what about the Marbles promo videos? They're on there, but they were uploaded about, I don't know how many years ago now, and they're SD quality. So today I've done exactly the same thing. I've got the Don't Hurt Yourself and You're Gone, and I've cleaned them up a little bit, and they'll be going up by the time this goes out. They'll already be up on the YouTube channel.
Brilliant. And then you've got more stuff being drip fed onto the site over the next few weeks.
That's right. In the run up to Christmas, we dropped last week and this Friday the whole of the Royal Albert Hall gig's going to be up there. Next Friday, the 29th, we're putting up another exclusive and a real rarity, because I think I only produced 3 or 4 DVDs of this when I filmed it, and this is from the Marbles in-store promotional tour back in 2004, was it?
Oh yeah,
Yep.
yeah.
20 years ago.
2004. 20 years ago. So this was the first thing that I ever filmed for Marillion, and it's at the Birmingham HMV store. It's H, Pete and Rothers doing a performance of about 30-40 minutes acoustic. And then there's a separate video of the signing session they did with the fans afterwards. So yeah, so that's going up on the 29th of November. So hopefully that'll give people a bit of nostalgia, and
That's great.
that has never been seen before. I thought it was lost, but James Levy came up with it. He must have found a copy that I sent to Racket.
Yeah.
In one of his rummagings around the attic. So yeah, so I'm really pleased that's been rescued, and we're going to be able to share it with people. So that'll be on the space for subscribers from the 29th. Then the 2 weeks following after that, and I haven't got a calendar up in front of me, so hold on.
Go on.
So
Friday the 6th is your next
Friday
one.
Friday the 6th and Friday the 13th. We'll see. I think the 6th we're going to put up the full Sunday night show from 2023 Port Zealand. So that's what's appeared on the last 2 Blu-ray DVD releases. We split it into 2 halves so we could have bonus material on both the An Hour Before It's Dark release and the Remains of the Weekend release. But this is the whole concert film put together, and you'll be able to watch it all in one go, as a concert film is usually intended. So that's on the 6th of December.
My favourite film of the weekend.
The Sunday.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Brilliant.
good man.
Absolutely.
And then on the 13th of December, we'll have the Friday night film up there.
Wow. Very good.
From Port Zealand to 2023. And then on the 20th, which is the Friday before Christmas, something special, but I'm not allowed to say what it is.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
Wow.
keep that quiet. Yeah.
Yes, I will. So
Got a few surprises.
H dressed as Santa.
not
Speaking of
creative.
it, are there any plans to put any solo shows on?
Well, I'm just scrolling through I think we do have something up there. I think it's in amongst the buy or rent section. Yeah, so I'm just my cursor's just circling around the H Natural Christmas live stream. So that's the first one we did, the first live stream from St John's in Oxford, and that was the one without an audience. That was right in the depths of lockdown, wasn't it?
Yeah.
I think let's just click on that. I'm not sure you can stream that. I think that's just available as a purchase.
Available to rent only, it says there.
Yeah. So I'm afraid you could only get that. That's one side of the space that hasn't really been developed very much, is this ability for people who don't necessarily have subscriptions to be able to rent or buy individual titles. It's something that I probably need to put on my to-do list to make sure that everything's available in that sense. So yeah, I should try and do that before Christmas, actually. So if people want to keep coming back and checking out to see whether some of the latest material is available just to rent, and it'll be a fairly minimal price actually to rent it over a period of a couple of days. So at least you can watch individual titles without having to commit to a full subscription. Although the full subscription is very good value for money.
Yes, definitely.
So, I'll keep saying that.
So you'll have to strong arm the rest of the band to see if you can get any more of the individual material on there as well.
Yeah, that'd be really good, wouldn't it? You know, try and make it. I mean, because Rothers has got a few concert films now that could go up, and we've got so we've got the Crooked Billet show from last year that H did, that we live streamed, but we haven't done anything with it since to make it into a DVD. Although there are kind of loose plans to get that done, but nothing concrete yet. That could go up here. And also, that's a good point, actually. Also, through the space and the platform that we use, we do we can do live streams, and we have done live streams in the past, because this is the platform through which we did the live streams for Hammersmith, for Leicester, and I think we've probably done an H live stream on here as well once we got everything worked out and sorted out.
Yeah.
So it's a really flexible and quite a powerful platform for us to use. And I'll just go a little bit further into the site for you. So if I scroll down the site here, you just get a taste of the sheer quantity of stuff that we've got going on, and it's sort of split into various categories, ranging from the Marillion documentary section, the concert film archive. It's split into albums. So An Hour Before It's Dark section has got An Hour Before It's Dark in Leicester, so the performance of the album in Leicester at the Marillion Weekend 2022. The full documentary about the making of An Hour Before It's Dark, and then the promo videos. Scrolling down further,
there's a Rio film there as well, Tim.
Oh yeah. Just goes back
scroll
up.
past.
Yeah, so we started this thing called the Vault, where we're going to be popping rare Marillion film as and when we find it. And this particular one, Hollywood Rock, was in Rio de Janeiro in January 1990, and it's quite a famous one, isn't it? In Marillion history, it's the
Stoke wrote it Ipanema video when that
right.
first turned up on.
Yeah, it's the one that H always goes on about, waking up on a beach and finding paparazzi in his face and all that kind of stuff. And in there is the Marbles by the Sea video as well that we mentioned. That's sort of gonna we'll put things in there as and when.
Yeah.
There's a few free to view videos that we've popped in there. We go back all the way back to Shot in the Dark from
Zodiac.
the UK Web Convention in 1999.
Yes.
We was there.
Oxford Zodiac, yeah.
Two of the sections actually that are really quite comprehensive are the sections for Brave and for Marbles. So if I just click into the Brave section, there we go. So we've got the documentary about the making of Brave, and we've got Brave Live 2013, Brave Live 2002. So there's a couple of performances of the album in full there. Done a couple of things, little other things that we do in the space sometimes. The director's chair videos are replicating the multi-screen that I see when we're filming a show. So all the different camera angles are on there for certain songs. And then we've got the Made Again lockdown video that we created when everybody was at home twiddling their thumbs. I think actually if we go back down and have another look at the Marble section, that's got even more. There's a lot of stuff in here.
There's loads of stuff in it.
From the Colours and Sound documentary package. So you got the Colours and Sound documentary that the Boom Boom Boys did, and then all the little extras that were packaged in with that release as well are in there as well. I mean, you've got here H at the piano talking Marbles. That's 36 minutes long. So
yeah.
And you've got the EPK. You've got the 2015 performance of Marbles that we shot at Port Zealand, and also somewhere you've got
Minehead as well, which was the first outing of some of the Marbles tracks, haven't you?
Yeah, that's right. The Marbles by the Sea that we talked about, and Marbles on the Road that was shot at the Astoria.
Yeah.
So that's quite comprehensive in that section there. And of course, you've got all the Marillion Weekend stuff that we filmed at Port Zealand over the years, and the weekend that we shot in Chile in 2017. So it's all there. And the Marillion documentary section, look at that. There's quite a lot in there as well. So you can go all the way through from, where are we? Script for Justice tier, through all the Fish era albums, right the way up to Afraid of Sunlight. And we'll start filling in the gaps as we go on over the next couple of years. Marbles there, and coming up a little bit, we've got the Sounds That Can't Be Made documentary. We've got the Fear documentary in there. I'm sure we have. I don't see it though.
It's up the top.
There we go. Making a Fear.
Yeah.
We've got Unconventional, the feature-length documentary we made about the Marillion weekend. We've got the Royal Albert Hall documentary, the documentary about with friends from the orchestra. So you've got a pretty comprehensive visual history of the bands going on there. Yeah. So,
And the annual
as Barnes would say, epic.
Epic.
Yeah. The annual subscription is cheaper than buying all the DVDs, though, isn't it?
Oh yeah,
absolutely. Yeah, without doubt. Without doubt. And we've also got these little compilation films. So we got the Best of the Weekends that was released. It was last weekend, the 2023.
Yeah, it was the 2023 weekend.
Yeah. So XXI, Best of the Weekends, and then the Marillion and fan streaming weekend that happened. I think it was in July this year. That Craig Elsden, is it? He created these playlists and stuff, and got in contact with me to say, would it be possible to make compilation films from these playlists? So that's what we did, and these are quite popular to watch as well.
Brilliant.
So there's 3 of those, and again, watch them over 3 nights, and you got yourself a Marillion couch convention weekend of your very own.
Yeah.
So yeah, there's a lot.
There is a lot. We've talked in an episode that went out earlier this week about the remains of the weekend, and what you've been working on recently. You talked in that episode. You talked a little bit about a film that's coming up next year about the Roundhouse gig.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah, we had some cameras in the Roundhouse. That was last November now, wasn't it? It was a year ago.
Yes, a year ago.
And we basically did a day, just documented the day, from the load in through the sound check, through the gig itself, but not focusing on the band. It was talking to Jens, it was talking to Phil. I must listen to the one that you've just dropped today with Phil.
You must, yeah.
We talked to Anne-Marie with the photography side of things. We had a chat with Lucy, really interesting chat about merchandise and the challenges that bands face these days in selling their wares at places like the Roundhouse and elsewhere. So it's kind of comprehensive behind the scenes kind of thing. So that's going to go up onto the space, and you won't be able to see that anywhere else. That's likely to probably be released around about the time the Marillion weekend start in March. And there's a couple of other things that we might want to have a look at as well. So there's this community function in here as well. So this isn't just about people watching the Marillion content. Okay, so yeah, it's essentially like a Facebooky type thing where people can talk about stuff, can share memories, thoughts about the films. Were you there at the gig, and etc. 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 This is something that's kind of evolving. People are engaging with it a little bit, but not so much. And it's split into various sections. Actually, I will click on technical help. So if anybody comes onto the space and signs in, gets an account, and starts having problems, then there's a useful load of links here which talk about how you can use your Chromecast, your AirPlay, TV browsers, the best browsers to use, troubleshooting issues. There's links to the actual help pages that Uscreen provide, and rather than tagging me or Lucy or Mark in a comment on Facebook asking how these things are done, please go and find these links, because they'll explain it a lot better than we can. People still have issues, but these links will cover quite a lot of problems. But the good thing about the community function I found, and where it kind of works best, I think, is, let's see if anybody's left up. Yeah, so on each individual bit of content, you can write a comment about it. So I tried to start off the conversation here saying who was at the show, what your memories are, and Francois Xavier Hubert has said, "This is too beautiful, must be dreaming. I need to buy the DVD now." So that's great. He's come to watch it, and he's going to buy the DVD as well. So yeah, so I would absolutely encourage people to come on to the individual films. If you're enjoying it, leave a comment and try and get people talking. And that way we can start building up a nice little community in the space of people that are enjoying the concert films and such things. And also another thing to mention here, this is a good example actually. and this functionality has only really just started to be available in this platform, is that we've started to, with each new upload, started to put chapter points in, because most of the content up until now, you have to watch the whole film through. There's no way of skipping.
Yes, song by song, yeah.
unless you take a guess on the timeline here and just click around. But now, yeah, as for example, Fear at the Royal Albert Hall, you can skip straight to the levers, and there you go. Yeah. And you're straight there. And what the intention is that when I have a minute, I'll go back over all the other bits of content that we've got and try and do exactly the same thing with those. So if we go back into the space and we go down to the Marillion concert film archive, then you can see there's quite a lot of content there that needs.
It'll take you a while.
It'll take a while. But that's a good example of what you can expect when you get a subscription to the space. You've got all that content to watch.
Just noticing, Tim, there's some of the fan club Christmas DVDs on there as well, isn't there?
Which would those ones
just
be?
Third row down. Back up.
Back up.
The Star in the East, that one
Yeah.
right in the middle of there. Yeah, that's a fan club.
That's a fan club one, is it?
Yeah.
Yeah, so that's live in Japan in 2018. And Seamus Colgan has said a great recording. So what have we got on this one? King of Sunset Town, The Levers, Living in Fear, originally released on the web Christmas DVD in 2018. So that's a good thing to have on there, isn't it?
Yeah.
And we've got Night of the Prog Festival, Lorelei, 2010. E-Work, Cologne, Happiness is the Road Tour, 2008. Christmas in the Chapel.
Great film, Christmas in the Chapel.
I think we've also got Piss Up in a Brewery down here as well.
It's all here, Tim. It's all here.
Yeah, it's all there, isn't it?
Yeah.
Jam-packed.
One-stop shop.
And to keep the sales pitch going, you can buy gift cards for your nearest and dearest in time for Christmas. So you can either gift a membership or a bundle, and a bundle is, we've bundled up certain content into collections of stuff so people can gift that. But a lot of people do gift a membership, or you can gift a custom amount, and that will appear. The recipient will get a code, and they can use that to go to
buy whatever they want.
Buy whatever they want. Yeah. So it's quite an easy thing to do. And another thing that we're doing, and the email for that is going out on the 27th, which is Wednesday. So every subscriber to the space will receive an email on Wednesday, the 27th of November. And it's for the Refer a Friend program. In the email will be a special link. And if anybody's got somebody they think might enjoy a subscription to the space, then they send them that link. The person then logs in, creates an account, and if then they go and actually purchase a subscription, then the person who referred them will get 30 days free, and that will come off their account automatically. And it's not limited to one. So if you've got a group of people that are really, really into Marillion, if you've got 12 friends who want a subscription, send each of them the link, and if they all get a subscription, then you'll end up with a year's free worth of viewing on the space.
Very good.
Look out for that. And if you miss it, I think there's another email going out on December the 18th. So there's a couple of emails going out to the space subscribers to explain that. So that's something well worth looking out for.
Brilliant.
Yeah. So I mean, it's a really exciting platform, and it's got so much potential to expand into doing exclusive programming, to continue dropping all the releases that we do from places like Port Zealand. I mean, it'd be interesting to hear what people might have as ideas.
Yeah. If you've got any comments or thoughts on what we've talked about today, or on the space, or if you're a user, please put them in the Facebook page, and we'll pass those back to Tim. Tim will get to see those, but it's your chance to give your views. And thank Tim if you like what you see. I'm sure they will, Tim. I'll thank you. I'll thank you. There is such a wealth of content on this on the space. There really is. Just by flicking through all these menus, we can see that, and it's everything you can think of and more besides.
Yeah, I just encourage people just to go and have a look. There's no obligation. You can browse around and see what's on there. And like you mentioned before, if you fancy giving it a go, then
The free trials were just worth it.
Just go on for 3 days and then cancel your subscription afterwards.
But please don't cancel your subscription. Keep going.
Keep going.
That's the worst sales pitch ever. That.
Well, we don't want to be too pushy, but
no,
yeah.
Just go on and have a look around. Absolutely, yeah. You'll find something that you really like, I'm sure.
That's true.
If you're listening to this, you'll find something far more professional than this. But yeah, Tim, thanks for coming on. We've had a couple of great episodes from you in the last week or so. So we love you coming on. We love what you do, and you're still a fan. That's
absolutely
all of this. You still love the music and
totally.
And you've got a great group of friends, I think, through the band and everything. So just keep doing what you're doing, Tim.
Let's all keep doing what we're doing, eh? Because you guys are doing a great job as well.
Try. Yes, you could buy a T-shirt. That would be good.
Well, that's what I wanted to say. That was another thing I wanted to say. Is there any demand for space merchandise, I wonder?
Well,
I mean, if you guys can get away with it, then surely we've
only just started, and we don't know if we can get away with it. Is the short answer. Thank you for the people who have already ordered, because we have had some orders in. But yes, we'll watch this space for the space.
Oh, that space.
Yeah, that's this space.
Yeah. But T-shirt and a mug for 20 quid, Tim. You got to beat that.
It's not bad. I know.
Good deal.
It's not bad,
good deal.
Very good.
You're interested? Visit our Facebook page.
I will do, mate.
See, you're on the hard sell there, John.
I know.
That's a good call to action.
Yeah. Now, thanks for coming on, Tim. It's great to speak to you, and thanks, folks, for watching. Apologies, we've done another visual episode. We'll go back to our audio. We know where we should be.
We've all got a good face for radio, haven't we?
No, well, we have us too, but yeah. Oh well, thanks very much, Tim. All that remains to say is it's good night from me,
and it's good night from him.
Take care, Tim. You've got to say it.
Stay alive.
Yeah.
Yay!